Hi, I'm now going to talk to you about two fairly exciting new products we've added onto the tvtrade.ie website, and basically they're HDMI to Cat5 converters. Okay, so we can see in front of us here we have two identical units. One has a 30-meter range and the other has a 50-meter range, and basically what we're doing here is we're running in a HDMI cable into these units, running between the two units using Cat5 cable, two Cat5 cables, and running on the far end out a HDMI lead again. Now you'd use this for three reasons, okay? The first reason you'd use this, if you've already wired a house, forgot to put HDMI leads in the wall and you want to run high definition picture around the house, okay? If you do have Cat5 cable there, you can use this unit to use the existing Cat5 cables that are in the wall. Now the one precursor there is that you need at least two Cat5 cables to do this, okay? The second time you'd need this is that you're not certain exactly how long the Cat5 cable you're going to, or how long the run is going to be, and you'll find with HDMI leads it's impossible to alter the length of the cable simply because you need special soldering tools and they have to be pre-made in a factory. While with Cat5 it's possible to simply buy something like this, a crimping tool and RJ45 connectors. You can cut the cable exactly to the length you want, then put on the connector, and it's possible to change the length in that way. And the third reason is, and this is probably the most important reason this is being used, is that you know, the maximum length, even with extremely high quality HDMI leads that you can run a lead, is 20 meters, and often this just isn't long enough. In houses, we'll say, where they have a central distribution point in the attic where distribution HDMI to lots of different rooms, things like this, and you might find that many of the runs are over 20 meters. So for that reason, we'll say it can be very advantageous to run the signal through the Cat5, which a Cat5 of course is cheaper than HDMI per meter, and then just converted with this. Now the big disadvantage of these units is the units are relatively expensive. Now they're coming down in price, but you know, these units here, we decided to add them on because they were coming in at a price range that we thought were practical, where people would be willing to pay. Up prior to this, the price has simply been too high. Okay, so I'm just going to open the box here and show. Basically, it's very simple inside. We simply have a power unit here, which powers, the receiver part, and then so that we have the power unit, we have the transmitter, and we have the receiver. Now the reason that this receiver is powered, it's feeding directly into the television on the far end, and the transmitter actually takes its power feed directly from the satellite receiver or the DTT receiver or whatever the HD device that it's connecting to happens to be. Now in front of me here, we'll see that unit taken out here. So we have the receiver, the transmitter, the power unit, and the accessories that we'll need to use with this is a HDMI lead and two Cat5 cables, and we're using here long Cat5 cables just to demonstrate the fact that you can run it over a reasonable length and it won't have a distorting effect on the picture. So what we have here is a digital terrestrial receiver, which is giving picture through a HDMI lead in HD from this box up to the television here. Okay, and I can just knock off the mute here. And you can see here, anyway, you have the picture going there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use this unit to run this signal from this box through Cat5 cable and then back into a HDMI lead and back into the television and demonstrate it working. So you'll see here it's extremely quick and easy to do this. So the first thing I do is I come along and I push the power lead in here. I have a 2-pin adapter in the wall, and I come along and I get the extender unit, which we have here, and I simply use the 5-volt input here. Okay, and the second I do that, I can see the power coming on. And equally, I'll come along here. I'll actually disconnect the HDMI lead at this point, because this is going to be feeding into the television. The receiver unit will always be next to the television that's going to be receiving it. I'll simply push this in here, and it has power and has status in terms of it's connected to the output. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll come along and we will get the new HDMI lead. And we'll actually take this off the back of the box here. So you can see there's a HDMI output right here. So we simply come along, push in the HDMI like this, run it across, and push it into the transmitter, which is right here. And we simply come along here, and that works quite excellently like that. Okay, now we come along. Now, just for clarity here, we've decided to use two different color cables here, but this is obviously for demonstration purposes. What we need to do is we'll come along anyway, and we will connect the cat out 1. So we simply push it in here, and we'll run this in, and we can see this is a red output, and we'll simply connect this to a red output on the far end. Just rotate this around quickly so you can see, and we'll just push it in here. And you can see when I've done that, the status light has come on. It's detected that the signal has been successfully received on the far end. And what I need to do now is I need to use the next cable on the Cat2, which is over here. And then we just turn this unit around again so you can see it. And then we just push it in here, and that's it. And now we see instantaneously the picture will come up on the screen here, okay? So now we've successfully put it through here. I just turn the volume up on the thing.
Morning.
And we can see. So that's as simple as it is to demonstrate. Now obviously, in reality, you wouldn't have the satellite receiver or the receiver and the television side by side, but if you can just imagine these cables are running through a wall, and the great thing about this is that you can run it over like hundreds and hundreds of feet, these Cat5 cables. So it's all so it's great for any practical applications for the house, and also for most commercial applications. These would be perfect. Now the thing with this is you can see these extenders here, 30 meter and 50 meter range. There's a big price differential between the 30 and the 50, but you know, obviously for almost all purposes 30 meters will be sufficient. Okay, so that's an overview. Now just on that point, I'm just going to mention also that the reason that we've added these onto the tvtrade.ie website is that it's such a good match with the existing products we have. We sell HDMI cables from 1 meter all the way up to 20 meters, but 1.3 and 1.4 compliant. So it's some of these HDMI cables actually comply with the 3D specifications, and also we sell a wide range of Cat5 cables, both pre-terminated ones here, but also rolls of Cat5 cable, RJ45 crimping tools, all this type of stuff. So that's it beginning to end. An excellent new product on which is the HDMI extender unit via internet cable. Okay, that's it.